underneath that paint, there is unbelievably beautiful yellow pine beams that you never find wood like this size anymore. Okay, so I felt like that was a good place to build guitars.
ナックスギターズはサウンド、デザインにおいてヴィンテージと現代のサウンドの両方がマッチしている魅力があると思います。そういった魅力を持つギターはナックスギターズだけだと思います。
There's times I'd like to look into your eyes and get your take on what is bothering me. There's moments I can see you right in front of me, although you are 1,000 miles away.
There's an aged Scotch Knaggs. Okay. All right. Here's chocolate cream. We'll tone the top. Okay. But we stain the back. You can see.
All hand stained.
All hand stained. A few ways Knaggs guitars are different in construction. One in particular, especially with the Severns and some of the chop tanks we make, is the lamination of the bodies and then how we carve them and the look that is created from this lamination. And in particular, this one has a sapele top with a quilt maple middle with an alder back. And then we carve the top as a bevel and bring it around, and so what you end up with is an exposure of the quilt maple, and that's stained a certain color, and then there's a contrast between the beautiful ribbon stripes of Pele and the quilt maple top. One other thing we do is we carve our necks. We let them dry that way in a carved form, and we carve our fingerboards, and we slot our fingerboards, and we dry them that way. Then we glue those two together. Then we level our fingerboards and fret our necks, so that allows the neck to stay much, much straighter. See, we lay this jig on top of there, all right? And then we drill our two locating holes. We draw our shape around there. We cut it to the rough shape. Okay, you can see how much longer the neck joint is here because that gets carved into the back by hand. When I looked at an old Telecaster, I always wondered why the front of the bridge wasn't screwed down, so that was my first thing that I did, was screwed the bridge down. We made an encased bridge, more solid, more steel in the bridge than like on a Telecaster bridge. And of course the saddles are trapped. And when I did that, the bridge that we made rang so nice and so true and so much sustain, we decided to come up with a tremolo version of that same bridge. So what we did is we cut the bridge and we made a hinge type pivot point so that the bridge is encasing the pickup, much like a Telecaster. It's screwed down onto the top of the guitar, and then the floating part of the tremolo is free floating on a hinge instead of on knife edge screws. The reason I like this is because this makes the front of the bridge very solid no matter what kind of wood you're using, whether it's softwood or whether it's hardwood, and that way the screws don't come loose and eventually the bridge starts wobbling back and forth.
日本のユーザーで高いギターに求めるものはサウンド、デザイン、フィーリング、ギターにあるストーリーだと思います。そのいずれにおいてもナックスギターズは十分な魅力を兼ね備えています。ヴィンテージライクなサウンド、ヴィンテージライクなデザインでありながら現代的なフィーリングも兼ね備えています。そして何よりジョー・ナックスが今までやってきた仕事の数々はナックスギターズのブランド力を非常に高めているものと思います。